Welcome to the Crypto Boss Andrew family. Let's look at Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame is getting overbought, and we are making a higher high. So technically, the weekly chart does need to get a pullback. That doesn't mean you can't get pinned and keep going up, but at some point in the next few weeks, I would expect a pullback on Bitcoin. Although I do think Bitcoin will hit 40K before we get that pullback. Um, Right now, we are sitting at $34,480. You really need to hold $34,000, in my opinion, and hold that as support. The 3-day chart right now for Bitcoin is also overbought pinned. So the weekly chart could do the same thing the 3 chart is doing and get pinned, and we could keep going up a little bit more. And the daily chart is also overbought. I also have the daily chart, or I guess it was probably a 4-hour chart and a flag. But daily chart looks good to me as well. It's still in a bull pennant, in my opinion. So if you break 35K, you'd be breaking into the upside. If you break 34K, you'd be breaking to the downside. You really have to break $35,000 to remain bullish. Daily chart does want to come down, though, on the stock RSI. The 4-hour chart is what I was talking about that was in this bull flag. You're above the 21-day moving average. You're above the 200-day moving average. So it still looks really good. My measured move on the 4-hour time frame was all the way to $40,300. I still see that being possible, but Bitcoin has to hold this level here at $3,300. At $34,300, I should say. That's what Bitcoin has to hold to remain bullish. And if we go down to the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame is it's just basically consolidating. It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So Bitcoin right now is in a pretty tight range, at least on the smaller time frames. 34,100 all the way up to 34.9. So it's in an $800 range. And the 21-day moving average right now is at $33,600. So if Bitcoin wants to be really bullish, probably on the 15-minute chart, I would say you probably have to hold 33,000. Um, well, I guess it would be 34,000 even. So if Bitcoin loses $34,000, that's really bearish. And I also support it on Bitcoin at 34.3. So to the downside, you have to hold 34.3. That's what we'll call it. And if you don't, then I would be looking for lower targets all the way down to 33,300. And to the upside, if Bitcoin wants to confirm a breakout, I would like to see a daily candle close above $35,000. Then you can be looking for 35,900, and then above that 37,200, and then above that you have resistance at 39,500, and then above that would be my target at $40,300. So I still think the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin is in a bull flag, and as long as you hold $33,300, we are still good. You did have a move below it early today, but you weren't below it long enough to invalidate the bull flag. It was just a wick. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin unless you lose $34,300, and that is about $200 lower. So that's my update for Bitcoin. I'm bullish for the month of November. I do think, though, towards the end of this month, the weekly chart is gonna be long overdue for a pullback, and at some point we're probably gonna pull back. But if we went up to $40,000 before we get that pullback, and then the pullback on the weekly chart only took you down to 30K, that'd be really bullish in my opinion. Make a higher low at 30K and move on. That's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. If you guys enjoy this analysis, appreciate if you hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update.